Professor and Director of National Center in Big Data and Cloud Computing. He's also founder of Energy Information Group and co-director of LUMS Energy Institute. Please welcome Dr. Naveed Arshad.
I am the director of LUMS Energy Institute. I'm a professor of computer science at LUMS and also the director of big data and cloud computing. So we try to combine the energy and big data aspects in it. So Energy Institute has been established in 2018 as a think tank for the power sector, as well as an R&D and entrepreneurial ground for energy-related startups. We did a number of publications, including a lot of policy papers, as well as we have about 7 startups that have graduated and now working and have raised quite a bit of equity now. The thing that I'm going to talk about is the biggest challenge that industry is facing right now. I mean, 10 years ago in Pakistan, we had energy crisis where we didn't have enough energy, but today we have energy crisis, we have a lot of energy. But the price of that energy is problematic. It's so high that now industry cannot compete with their peers in the South Asia and other parts of the world. And wherever we go, we find out that this is the biggest problem that the industry is facing, the prices of energy. How can we help industry to reduce their prices? One approach is that we install a lot of solar. Is that going to solve all the problem? Probably not, because that's only part of the problem that industry is facing. What is really required is to look at the whole ecosystem of industries and commercial buildings and see that where they can save energy, because you probably have heard a penny saved is a penny earned. So if we can save energy, and there are lots and lots of opportunities that the industry can do. And traditionally, we see that there are energy audits that take place where somebody comes up and talks about and have a whole, he sees the industry and see that where we can do some improvements in order to bring about energy efficiency. The problem with that is that's a one-time exercise. And there are many things that are happening continuously in the industry, and one-time audit may not help really. So sometimes the audit takes place, and then when it is a bit dated, then you have to go through another audit, and then things keep on adding up, and it's not really resulting in energy saving. Now, you can think of it as energy surveillance. Like a camera can tell you where different activities are happening, if there is something wrong happening, and we are kind of working in that we have developed an energy camera where you can, through the energy lens, you can find out about many things, not just energy efficiency, but about predictive maintenance, about your efficiency of your solar, and now the new world of energy storage services, which will require this kind of monitoring even more. So we have developed a whole ecosystem of this surveillance, and I'm going to talking about that. Things that we found out in industry, that 75% of the industrial loads are actually motor loads. And motors have certain kind of a signature that they give out. And as soon the motors are, you can say, overloaded or they require some maintenance, they start giving that signal out in their energy signals. I mean, the kind of energy they'll be using will be different from the ones that is benchmarked. And it is true for all the motors. So just by looking at the energy data, one can find out through pattern matching, through AI, that there is some problem that is upcoming, and one should find out that whether it's a system problem, it's a human problem, or it's somewhere else. So that benchmarking helps us to actually gives us an indication that how can we actually fix this problem and not only save our energy cost, but also save our cost in maintenance. What we have developed is a 4-step model where we start because we realize that industry does not need just hardware or software. They require a complete set of solution. So what we start with is that we go to the industry and first perform a step 1, what we call. And step 1, we analyze what the energy audit folks do, and then we analyze that of where actually the industry is facing problem actually in energy. I'll tell you, we found that very, very interesting stories here. In some industries, we do something called a zero load test. We shut down everything and see that how much energy is being consumed. In many industries, the zero load means that there is some 10-15 kilowatt of low continuous energy being used. कोई चल नहीं रहा होता, लेकिन energy use हो रही होती. कहाँ जा रही है? कहीं leakages हैं, कोई चोरी हो रही है. So we find out that. After that, we give them an idea that where you should install the hardware, and then through the hardware we start monitoring, and then the monitoring goes on into a continuous monitoring. So it's a long-term relationship that we develop with the industry. Now, this is just you can say an example of what kind of thing we do. So we started out as a software company. So we procure the hardware from US and China, and we used to install that. Mainly our software and the AI folks is what we started out with. And we install the hardware from wherever we procure, install it on buildings or machines, wherever the customer wants, and whatever is the result of our step one. Through AI, these are some of the use cases that we do. We can exactly forecast how much is going to be your bill is. Probably we have dissected the energy bill more than any other entity. We know exactly that where your taxes and costs are in the energy bill. And then, of course, benchmarking for the motor loads. We can also do bill forecasting. अगर आप इसी rate पे energy use करते गए तो आपकी जो bill की है वो उसके rate क्या होंगे. Another very important thing that is coming up and coming up very fast is energy storage system, large-scale energy storage systems. What we see today is that energy storage is mostly used for backup, like UPS and others. Time is coming very, very shortly when those batteries will be providing the whole load of the buildings. And as we speak in Pakistan, there are locations that are going off-grid. So, probably we don't need them as much in the next 5 years. There, the monitoring is even more needed because वहाँ पे आपने अपना पूरा system खुद control कर. Whether you install solar or whatever source of energy, उसके अंदर कितनी बैटरी में एनर्जी जा रही है, कितनी बाहर निकल रही है, कितनी efficiency है, all that needs to be monitored. So all that we can do through an AI system. We used to get this hardware device from the US. It's a very expensive device called e-gauge that we used to do. And in 2022, there was an import ban. So we were not able to get this device. हमारा जो effort था सारा वो बिल्कुल down the drain जा रहा था. Then our team started working on the hardware side of things. So first of all, we developed a very large box to replicate the ones that we get. And then it goes to a smaller box and a smaller box. And now we have a box that can fit in my pocket. It can actually develop exactly the same functionality that the one that the US device gave at 5% of the cost. So we have actually it provides about 85% of the functionality. So we developed a company called N4.ai. So I'm happy to report that this company has now installed our system at about 65 different industries and commercial organizations, and we have about 500 plus installations across those 65 companies. Hopefully these are happy customers because we are continue to get new customers. What we are doing is actually to increase the bottom line of the industry, whether it's profitability, whether it's some form of money that they can make, because industries, of course, at the end of the day, is there to make profit. So if an industry gets 10 million bill, to our efforts, they can easily reduce it to about 7 million or even less if they do more. And new companies and new areas are now coming up here. And this solution is not just for industry. Any commercial building, in fact, any building is our customer. It can reduce a lot of costs and expenses and also do a lot of other benefits to them, to the buildings. Thank you.